In the Motherwell game, right? Last 10 minutes, Virgil van Dijk pushes up, and he was more advanced than Scott Brown. And I watched Scott Brown turn round to him, looked at him, and I must have thought, Scott Brown must be thinking, what the fuck are you doing up here? Get back down.
Down the road.
He didn't. He stayed up there, and then every 2 minutes the ball broke and he had to run back. And he's not the fastest either.
There's this whole big thing about how he's too good for Scottish football. To me, it smacks of the Mark Cross. Now, as I said before, and I'll continue to say it, he's clearly a good player because he is, right? But you compare, he's the new Bagheera just busting forward, and he does lose the ball an awful lot.
And see how you were saying earlier about whether he would be he's probably a midfielder or not. I don't think he is. I don't think he could be a midfielder. I think he just has to get better at being a centre back, because I don't think he's got the control or the technique to be a midfielder. I think when he makes those big runs, just like Bagheera used to do, it was as if there was a time limit until he lost the ball. I just don't see it. He's got a lot to learn, but the guy's still young, isn't he?
No, I mean, as we said before, he's got a lot in his armoury in terms of being a good footballer. But we'll see. I mean, let's just. If we got £7 million, for example, and that I would, if we invest that £7 million quid in a couple of new centre halves, that's debatable whether that will happen. But let's just say that happened. I'd be over the moon.
Mince pies all round, eh?
I'd be right over the moon. I'd be not just over the moon, right over the bloody moon. Jesus.
Stop.
Berget, the
$500,000
B-man.
and $1 million. Well done, Ciaran.
Berget set to return to Cardiff. Upset about that. And here's a follow-up sort of point. Have any of our loan signings impressed you enough for us to offer them a deal? I'm going to start with Ciaran.
Good for Berget to go back because he's never been about. There's times you look at Tonev and you think, I think he's got the potential to be a good player for us, but I think this whole racism thing has just been messing with his head over the last month or two. I just think he can't focus. And even now, when we had the appeal, they're having to put it back for 2 weeks.
Can't come back for that, though, can you? Whether they done it or no, everybody's got him guilty anyway, so I think he's gubbed.
You think so?
Nah. The only loan signing that I would sign would be Denier, but we can't.
So. Guidetti, I'm sure, as well.
And Guidetti, obviously. I would like Wakaso, and I'd like to see more of Wakaso and Tonev. I'd like both of them to play at the same time to see how that would go. But at the same time, you've got Forrest, McGregor, Stokes is going to be on the left.
We've brought in 3 wingers and we've got 3 that play the right, so we've now got 6 players to fill 2 positions. And it's trying to work out which 2 are the best, but it just keeps chopping and changing. I suppose injuries as well doesn't help matters.
Yeah. I think if we lost all those loan signings,
would you care?
No, but we need to replace them. You're talking about we've got players. I don't think that we can rely on the likes of McGregor and Forrest to always be fit and always be ready to play. They're young guys.
The problem as well now is with having all those 6 players, we technically can't go in the transfer market in January.
And remember, we've got Dirk Barikta to come back.
There you go.
It's a shoe-in for the starting lineup.
Just looking at the Berget, Tonev, Denier as well. Remember, we've only got him on loan as well.
We're not going to talk about the big transfer story.
What's the big transfer story?
Kyle on the way out.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Kyle's on his way out. Boom. So moving on. No. Kyle, I'm not even going to comment. You can talk. What do you think, Kyle?
I've said it at other podcasts. He's done well this season whenever he's had a chance. He's not
going to be in the first 11, so he's going to have to go. He's been here far too long.
Try to
win a first 11. Try and find a spot.
If a Man U come in with 10 million, we're not knocking that back. I think we can all agree that. But it's time. If we can get any money from him, we should take it. But again, we need to spend there. Bitton looks good, but I
sexy
to buy a holding or defensive midfielder, frankly. And 2 centre backs and a couple of wingers and a striker.
If Kyle wasn't
a backup goalkeeper.
If Kyle wasn't there, you wouldn't if he wasn't. If Kyle had left 2 months ago, it wouldn't have made a difference because He's not been playing, and he's been making, you're right, he's making 5-minute cameos. But, he's looked great when he's played this season. He's been terrific. He's played for 5 fucking minutes most games, and when he started games, he's been a turd. So, get him to fuck. Sorry.
So you're not commenting on Kyle?
I'm not commenting on Kyle. I just hate him so much. What do you think? I mean, okay, do you think we'll get any money for him? We could maybe get $1 million, $500,000. Lennon might be stupid enough to buy him. You know, they don't have any money though. Bolton.
I'm sure they can afford $500,000 for him.
They're in £60 million worth of debt. 130. I was going to say that, but I thought that actually I was going to say that, but I thought no, that's ridiculous. It can't be 130. But aye, it's 130 million worth of debt.
Back to Israel anyway.
Well, I think there's
Maccabi.
There's been interest from his home country. Louis, your thoughts on it? Just
get rid of him. Take him down to Palmedy, down to the dump.
Aye, down to the dump.
It's just a shame he broke his leg. I mean, not until he broke his leg, he was a fantastic player, and he just didn't seem to come back to the player that he was.
Kyle at his best was better than Virgil van Dijk at his best.
Oof, controversial, but probably
£50
true.
million player there.
He did have, you know,
We should have sold it Man United when we had the chance.
He did have about 6 months of when he was.
The money was on the table, Ciaran. We turned it down. We walked away.
It was an open briefcase.
And see all those Celtic fans say, we need to turn away the money to keep the good players. Well fucking done.
Well, there you go. Looking showing these guys. There's reports that Martin Odegaard is set to choose Celtic over Liverpool. Again, that's something we'll have to wait and see. He's 15 years old. He's already made his debut for Norway. He plays for Strømsgodset. There's a connection with Ronny Deila.
We ain't got a whole chance getting him.
I think that's another thing that Ronny Deila is doing very well to manage. He's basically just letting us down very gently. He's letting us think that we might have a chance, and really he's saying, I'm in control of the situation. I'm no fucking daft. There's not a chance he's coming to us. He's training at Liverpool and Arsenal in the same week. I think he's no coming here.
See, the point is, the boy's 15. Mark Fotheringham at 15 was wanted by Chelsea, Arsenal. Alex Ferguson went to Mark Fotheringham's house. That's a fact. Ferguson even talks about it in his book. He went to Mark Fotheringham's house because he was that highly regarded and that good a player at 15. But look at Mark Fotheringham. He's had a great career, but it's nothing of any note in terms of playing at the highest level. So
how many Norwegian caps did he have at the age of 15?
Who, Mark Fotheringham?
Yes,
10.
Look at Islam Feruz. I mean, that was a young talent coming through. He's what, 20 now?
He's 18 or 19.
Down at Chelsea, and he's just getting farmed out on loan now.
He went on loan to a Turkish team, and then he came back within a week saying he wasn't ready for it.
That was Moscow.
What about Freddie Adu? You know what I mean? Might be the new Pelé. Where is he now?
He's playing in...
Probably working in a bookies.
He's working in a bookies.
Islam turned 19 in September.
So, I mean, the Odegaard thing, would he be in the first team? Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think he would be in the first team?
He's 15, Louis. He's 15. We're talking about how McGregor might be too tired because he's, 19, 20.
Oh, come on. He would be playing for the first team.
He's 15.
It doesn't matter. He'd be playing for the first team.
You don't play consistent football at 15 years old. You just don't.
But he would still be part of the first team.
He might be part of the first team, and he might make the odd substitute appearance, but he might maybe start a League Cup game or whatever. But the point is, I don't think he would be a guy who would be...
The boy's been playing consistently at Strømsgodset.
Yeah, there's guys who play for Strømsgodset who couldn't play for Celtic. Again, we're not talking about the standard of the league, we're talking about the expectancy. Expectancy does a lot to players. I'm not saying he wouldn't be a first-team player in 2 years when he's 17, but 15-year-old, you're not going to play every week. Your body couldn't take it. It's still growing. Big boy, etc. Don't know what big boy means.
Say that ever again.
Yeah, that was weird. Also, other reports that the handsome Stuart Armstrong, Celtic have had him scouted. John Collins went to see him at the weekend where he had a terrific game and he scored. But there are also reports that Sporting Lisbon are interested in him, and the report said that Lisbon would be looking to put him actually in the first team squad as opposed to Gold.
That's a very easy newspaper rumour, isn't it? That probably didn't take very long. That boys just came in, 15 minutes, switched on the computer and went, where could we put him? Sporting Lisbon, aye, that's where Ryan Gold went.
Possibly,
I think
absolutely.
that's mince.
But Celtic have had him scouted. Collins was there watching him at the weekend. I've stated my, let's be honest, love for Stuart Armstrong, 22-year-old strapping lad.
It's been a
Hit with
whirlwind
ladies.
romance, really. And I'm not saying that you haven't been a long admirer, but really,
I think
recently,
I did an article last year about how
Michael Lustig
Celtic
takes a wee injury.
an article last year about how Celtic should replace Joe Ledley with Stuart Armstrong.
aye, but it seems as if
Can you find that at
recently
www.90MinuteCynic.com?
90MinuteCynic.com, you can find it, so.
Probably just do a search for Stuart Armstrong and come right up.
If you want to do a search,
First hit, second hit.
or if you want to just click on Chris Gallagher as one of the contributors, that's absolutely fine also. You'll see some other great work as well. Terrific stuff. No, joking aside, I think Stuart Armstrong I always thought would have left already. That's why I didn't think Celtic would have had a chance, because I think I've always thought, and he still might be tempted to go down to England. If you look at someone like Scott Arfield, who left Falkirk, it's taken him a bit longer, but Scott Arfield's now playing in the Premiership after he left Falkirk, and he went down to Huddersfield and he toiled a little bit, but he ultimately learned his craft, and now he's playing in the Premiership.
Johnny Russell.
Johnny Russell's another one. Johnny Russell's doing
Craig Bryson in Derby as well.
there's a number of them, and maybe some people would see that as a better route for your career long term than playing for Celtic, unfortunately. But who knows? Stuart Armstrong, though, would you take him, Louis?
I'm not going to sit here and say I've seen him much, to be honest with you. I would have to go on what you're saying. I've watched Dundee United a few times, but I really wouldn't. I wouldn't say I know enough about him to say that we should sign him or not. But I mean, certainly the hype's there, and you've been touting him for a while. So I mean, why not? I would like to see us sign more Scottish-based players and players that get more experience in the league. It's only a good thing, especially Scottish players.
I like talking about players in Scotland who he's not actually, he's Turkish, Sefti or Shefty.
I thought about that.
He's very, very technically gifted. He's a bit slow.
His finishing the other day, I thought,
his finishing, he's a consistent goal scorer.
I know this might sound a bit daft, right? But this is what I was thinking.
This is certainly a shifty wee conversation.
He kind of reminded me of John Guidetti a wee bit, and I thought, you know what? See if we don't get Guidetti, might be worth a punt. Similar type of player in terms of he can have. He's got a brilliant touch, maybe not the fastest pace player.
No, he's not.
And he looks a wee bit more bulky. Not somebody you're going to kind of big tall guy to shoot the ball up to, but I don't know. I thought his finishing, what I've seen of him in the past couple of seasons, why not?
He's only 22. I actually thought he was a bit older than that.
I thought he was a bit older.
He's big. I think that your comparisons with Guidetti's, not actually the worst. According to I'm only going by Wikipedia here. It's 18 goals in 46 games. I'll check that on the actual thing. Ciaran, thoughts on Nadir Shefty for Celtic? Because you're not necessarily going to have to pay that much for him.
No, you shouldn't do it. I've not seen an awful lot of him, but taking a step up into Celtic might actually help him when they get a bit more of a quality around him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Might him advance and progress his career a bit better. But there's no harm in bringing him in and see what happens. If not, shift him out.
Well, that's the thing. That someone like Shifty, I don't think would be that. It's not a big risk. You're maybe talking about £1.5 million, £2 million. And
he's also used to the Scottish game, because if you look at Skefovich, we've paid £2.5 for Skefovich, and he's struggling with the Scottish game. You look at Pookie, Bangura, they have all struggled coming into the game, coming into the league, whereas he's already in the league, so he's already got a head start. So it's just a kind of
have you given up
natural progression up.
That's a good point. But have you given up on Skefovich? Do you have a feeling maybe that he's not going to make it? Whether he's given a chance or he's just...
But then, when is he going to get given a chance now that Guidetti's doing so well just now? Maybe you might find if Guidetti goes another game, maybe another 2 games without scoring, then he goes 3 games without a goal, you might find they might swap it a little bit with Skefovich. We'll see. I'd imagine Skefovich probably will start on Thursday. see how he performs in that. That might give him the chance to then start at the weekend. I don't know. I mean,